In today's video, we are going to be discussing a few micro habits, 10 to be exact, on how you can become more feminine and also be more confident as a woman. So stick around and we're going to jump right into today's video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm ChimereNicole if you're new here, and today we're going to be talking about some micro habits, some little things that you can start to incorporate in your day-to-day as you're on the journey to becoming your best self. And I want to talk about some micro habits that I've also used to tap into my more feminine side, and because of these micro habits I've also learned to become more confident. So we're going to jump right into today's list, and the first thing that I have for you guys I'm actually practicing right now, and it is to improve your posture. Now, this is going to be speaking from a pageant girl. You guys know I'm a pageant queen, and one of the things that I've learned on my journey is that your posture says it all. It literally says it all. How you present yourself, and you just look so much more confident when you have proper posture. What that means is that you are not hunched over in your shoulder. You're not sitting like this. You're not slouching, sitting like this. Now, we're chilling, of course, but if you're sitting like this, or you sit in a chair like this, there is something about a woman who has proper form and proper posture that really just shows her feminine side. I believe that your posture is almost like a reflection of how you're feeling internally. Like I just said from our example, if you're kind of in that like lazy chill out mode, typically you're sitting in the chair and you're kind of doing like this, right? Just let it all hang loose. But if you are trying to embrace and learn to be more feminine and to be more confident, you will really try to keep in mind how you present yourself. What I would suggest is always make sure that you are having your shoulders back and that your chin is always up. We always say that's 90 degrees. So if you turn your head to the side, you're going to basically see almost like an upside down L. So you should see this and this. So when your head is up and your chin is up, as I say, as a pageant queen, it does not allow your crown, invisible or not, to slip. And so it also helps you to make sure that your shoulders are back. So it's almost impossible for your chin to be up and your shoulders to be slouched. See, like it's almost it's almost impossible to do. So I really highly recommend that, ladies, we learn our posture. We can start to get more comfortable in our posture. And a lot of times you know that you have the proper posture, especially starting off, when you feel uncomfortable. If you feel comfortable, you don't have good posture. If you feel uncomfortable, it's working until you learn how to do it. So as I said, the best way for you to do that is to always make sure that you are walking with your head held high and your chin is up. It's going to help you to relax your back, and it's also going to help with lower back problems, FYI. So yes, one of the micro tips I recommend is to improve your posture. Tip number 2 is it should go without saying, but I think this goes a little bit deeper, and that is to focus on your hygiene. And what I mean by that is not just, make sure that you don't have a smell or anything like that. But when I think about hygiene, I really just think about that in terms of really taking care of yourself and really prioritizing your self-care. And a part of your self-care is your hygiene. So for me, when I want to kind of tap into that feminine side of me, and I want to tap into that confident side of me, or to continue to build that confidence, one of the things that I like to do is I have a at-home spa night that consists of exfoliating, facial masks, that's my tweezing, that's my shaving, that is all of the things, right? All of the extra body butters and oils, all of the things that just make me feel good, makes me smell good. And I take one night typically throughout the week, and I essentially do all of that. But again, it really helps me to just feel my best. And as I said, when you start getting into like the body butters and all that stuff, they smell so good, and it really just changes your mood. It shifts your mindset. It helps you to relax. It helps you to feel comfortable. At the end of the day, all of these things help to build your confidence. So a micro habit that I highly recommend that everyone incorporate in their routine is to focus on your hygiene in whatever way it is feasible to you. So for me, like I said, I always have to focus on my skin, but even for you, it may be your hygiene in terms of like your dental health. Maybe you want to whiten your teeth. Maybe you want to learn to floss more, right? Essentially, the underlining point that I'm trying to make is that you are taking something that's going to help you with your self-care, that's going to ultimately help you feel good. And you look good, you feel good. So tip number 3 is one of my personal favorites, and it is focusing on your hobbies. I truly believe that hobbies is the key to a new you. So one of the things that you want to incorporate when you're on your femininity journey and you're on your confidence building journey is finding things that feed you creatively. And you do that by finding hobbies. Maybe you want to learn how to paint. Maybe you want to learn how to play an instrument. Maybe you want to learn pottery. One of the things I want to learn is pottery. So by finding hobbies, it allows you to tap into that side of yourself that sometimes is even suppressed, or even that side that you may not even know is there. Finding those creative juices, feeding yourself creatively, making sure that you are doing things that truly bring you optimal levels of peace. So again, I truly believe that hobbies is the key to discovering a new you. And if you're trying to discover that more feminine and confident side of you, finding a hobby that you love is going to be the key to doing that. Tip number 4 is dress for the new version of you. Now, what do I mean by this, right? So a lot of times we dress because there are a lot of things that are on trend, and something is popular in society, or popular on social media and stuff like that, and that's all great. I'm here for a good trend, honey. However, a lot of times we don't dress for the person that we want to become. And as I said, if you're on your confidence building journey, you're on your femininity journey, and you're trying to find different ways of tapping into that each and every day, you want to make sure that you start with your wardrobe. So one of the key things that I really like to emphasize is finding items that fit your body type. So when I say dress for the version of you that you want to become, think about the wardrobe. Think about this woman that you're trying to become, right? This more confident, this more feminine woman. What would she wear? Now, don't think about it in terms of designers and expensive brands and stuff like that. Think about it in terms of maybe fabrics. Think about it in terms of silhouettes. Think about it in terms of actual pieces that she will have in her closet. Think about the things that you can incorporate into your day-to-day attire as it relates to you getting dressed that can help you become more feminine. So for me, one of the things that I always like to do, and it's kind of like, for me, it's a topping on the cake, is adding a fragrance. And it's not an actual dress piece in terms of clothing, but as it relates to me getting dressed and tapping into that micro habit each and every day, that is the cherry on top. I have to make sure that I have on a fragrance each and every day, and it just makes me feel so confident in myself because I know that I look good and I know that I smell good, right? So doing that every single day and just being mindful of the things that I'm wearing and how it fits on my body type and my body shape is going to allow me to feel my most feminine because I feel comfortable. So I would highly recommend to think about this daily habit and dress for the version of you that you want to become. Tip number 5 is all about the routine. Now, this is going to be perfect for you guys who are looking for micro habits. Again, things that you can do each and every day that's going to allow you to be your most feminine and your most creative and your most confident self. And it all lies in your day-to-day routine. I am going to die on this hill and say that if you do not have a routine, it's going to be hard for these micro habits to stick and for you to see any long-lasting changes. So I have developed a routine that I have in the morning time, and that is when I wake up early in the morning. I spend some time with myself. That is in prayer, that is in meditation, that is in my journaling. I am in peace of quiet. I don't scroll social media, anything like that. And that micro habit just kind of sets the tone for the day. But essentially it's because I have this routine that I'm allowed to be successful in other areas of my life. So I highly recommend that if you are trying to tap into your feminine, more confident self, you have to have a routine that is aligned to that goal. So whatever your ultimate goal is, you need to have a routine that is structured for that. Tip number 6 is to drink your water. Now, yes, it may seem so trivial, but I promise you, if you want to feel confident, drinking your water is going to help. Water does so many things for the body, and a lot of us, even I'm speaking for myself when I say this, we are walking around with fogginess and feeling like we can't concentrate and trying to figure out why we have mental breaks and mental fog and all of these things, and it's because we are dehydrated, you guys. Again, I am speaking from personal experience. I was experiencing major brain fog, and it was because I was dehydrated and did not know. I was experiencing dry, scaly skin because my skin was dehydrated, okay? Drink your water. Again, if you're thinking about a micro habit that's going to help you feel confident, water is it. Water does so much for the body. It helps with mental clarity, helps to flush out toxin, it helps to clear out your skin, it helps to keep you full. It just so many things. And if there is one micro habit on this list that I would highly recommend and that I will put at the top of the list, it is this one. Drink your water, and don't forget to mind your business. Tip number 7 is to prioritize yourself and spend time with yourself. Romanticize your life. And this goes hand in hand with our tip number 3, which was to make sure that you are focusing on your hygiene. When you spend time with yourself, you get to know yourself in and out, right? You know your triggers, you know the things that you like about yourself, you know the things that you don't like about yourself. And again, if you are on a femininity journey, you're on a confidence journey, you cannot know where you want to go unless you know where you are starting. So in order for you to have that routine that we just talked about, you have to know what's going to be included in that routine. So spending time with yourself is going to help you maximize all of this information. Even if it's an hour of your day, like I said, I do this early in the morning and I spend time with myself without any interruptions. I highly recommend that you also do this. Spend time with yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Fall in love with yourself. I say this to women all the time. It is going to be very hard for you to expect someone to love you if you do not know how to love yourself. It's going to be very hard to help someone or explain to someone how to treat you if you cannot treat yourself the same way. There's an expectation of how you want to be treated, and you create that expectation by loving on yourself. So I highly recommend to spend time with yourself, romanticize your life. If you want to get flowers, go to the store and get your own flowers. If you want to cultivate an environment of peace, make sure you get up in the morning and you're praying, right? Spend that time with yourself. Cultivate that inner peace that you are looking for from others with yourself, and it's going to help you become a more confident and more feminine version of you. Tip number 8 is a tip that I am learning to incorporate as a micro habit in my life, and I want to share with you as well, and that is to slow down. I am a busy woman, and a lot of times I try to take so much on my plate. Like most of us, we put so much on our plate, and then we wonder why we're tired, and we wonder why we are worn out, and we not getting the proper sleep and all of that. And it's because we are trying to do too much. It is okay to sit still sometimes. Now, I am speaking from personal experience again, because I know it is so much easier said than done. But I will also tell you from personal experience, if you do not slow down, your body is going to do it for you. Been there, done that, don't want to go back. Prioritizing yourself, again, is a great way to help you regulate this and to get your body to be accustomed to slowing down, because you're prioritizing yourself. But also, don't feel like you always have to be on the scene. You don't have to always be at the club or at the birthday parties or at the outings or at the brunches. Sometimes you just gotta sit home and just chill out, right? So learning to slow down is a really great way to tap in again to your own personal feminine energy, right? You want to cultivate this feminine energy within your own space without getting so many influences from outside individuals, right? So slowing down is a great way for you to tap into that. So I recommend that you go over your social calendars for the upcoming month and try to eliminate some of that stuff that you don't necessarily have to be at. Now, I know everybody want to be outside. I want to be outside too. The weather is getting nice, and you know, we're starting to get that itch. But again, learn to slow down, because when you slow down, you're going to be able to enjoy these moments. It's not like every other day you're on the scene. So learning to slow down is really going to allow you to enjoy and be in the moment with all of these new and exciting experiences that you are having. Now, my final tip today is going to be very simple, but it's also complex, and that is to stay positive. This is a micro habit, again, that I feel like everyone who's watching this video should incorporate, because a feminine and confident woman is also a positive woman. And again, this is something that I am working on, and I'm trying to incorporate this micro habit into my life. And I do this by always trying to find the silver lining in every situation, good, bad, or indifferent, right? There's always something positive that you can take from a situation. Even in your anger, even in your frustration, look for the positive. And I truly believe that once I started to really live this and understand this, it really helped me to not only stay in my feminine energy, but it also helped me to stay confident, because I was able to regulate my own emotions, and I wouldn't allow the negative things that will come up in my life to kind of sway me, because I was always looking for the positive in everything. So I think that being positive is a micro habit we all can learn to incorporate in our day-to-day life. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. These are all of the micro habits that I have for you guys that I have learned to incorporate to allow me to become more feminine, confident on my journey. If you are new here, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.